Well, welcome everyone to our fourth pass around the topic of the month, seeds and seedlings. And today we have a really huge treat. Craig is going to be working on a despacho while we share and integrate and heal together. Um, but more on that in a little bit. First, I was just going to share a few slides with you all to get us started. And let me figure out how to do that. All right. Okay. Can you all see this okay? Perfect. Okay. So let's drop into our best Mingjue state together. Joining all of our beloved seeds in the Mingjue entirety field. I'll invite you to take a comfortable seated position, bringing your attention into the body and breathing. Head touches sky, feet stand on earth, body relaxes, and the mind expands. Be respectful and quiet. Mind is clear. Appearance is humble. No distracting thoughts. Mind expands into infinite space. Feel the mind shining into the body deeply and inwardly. Entire body is harmonized with chi. Harmonized with chi. And just allow yourself to experience what it might be like to be a seed. Complete in the oneness and waiting, suspended. And you can keep your eyes closed or open your eyes if you'd like. I have a few words about seeds that I discovered. I just need to fix my screen so I can see them. There we go. Oh. There we go. Ordinary seeds need the right combination of soil, water, and climate to grow. Once those conditions are in alignment, the seed will naturally begin to develop. The seed of Buddha nature, which I'll remind you is the same as your true self, is the same. The seed of Buddha nature is the same. It will lie dormant until the right conditions come together. But once we discover this potential within us, we can water our seed with loving kindness and prepare its bed with mindfulness. When we do so, the growth of the seed of awakening will be effortless and natural. And this is from Achira Judy Leaf from A Little Seed of Awakening. Okay, you can open your eyes fully now if you'd like. Only if you'd like. So this week I decided to go through my kind of hoarder's box of seeds. Here's a picture of it. It's a little embarrassing. These are seeds I have been collecting. I mean, a lot of them are 15 years old. I used to build school gardens, and so I would receive donated seeds from generous stores all the time, and I would keep them and I would grow plants for schools. And well, anyway, they're here, kind of organized, very, very old, and also full of potential. I actually love going through this box. There's so many wonderful memories of growing these plants, the hopes and dreams of putting the seeds in the ground, of memories of the plants growing and coming to maturity, and also the seeds that I've tried to plant 5 times and they never quite worked. So I decided to go through this box and plant some of the seeds that have been calling to me. And since they're very, very old, I pretty much just took a 4-inch pot and dumped the whole package in into each pot because maybe one will germinate. And and anyhow, I want to show you what this ended up looking like. So it's sort of this hodgepodge of plants. There's like 9 different things, including cat grass for my kitties. And there were some of these seeds are seeds I collected. And in one little package that I collected, and I have a vague memory of collecting these seeds, but I don't remember what they were. They were just stuffed in an old Swedish fish packet. And my kids took a look at this Swedish fish packet and said, they don't make those packets anymore. That must be like 10, 15 years old. And they were very entertained by the Swedish fish seeds I planted. So it's a mystery. I have no idea what they are. They may not come up. If they do, I will absolutely report back. In fact, I'll report back and let you know if any of these come up. But it felt meaningful to me to at least give some of these old dreams a shot. So we'll see. I was moved just to look up a little mainstream science info about seeds. And I won't share too much, but I just will invite you to take a look at this picture and internalize what is inside of a seed. So on the outside is the seed coat, sort of the container, that protective shell. And then inside, kind of most of the seed is filled up, and this is for most seeds, not all seeds. Most of the seed is filled up with this endosperm, so stored food, so provisions for the seed. And then, of course, you have this embryo, this baby plant that has everything it needs, right? It has the root, has the leaf already formed. And then there's these special leaves. They're called cotyledon, and they store and absorb food for the embryo, and then they fall off when they're no longer needed. And that's usually what you see when a seed emerges from the ground. You see those little cotyledon leaves. And I was moved also to better understand the wide range of germination requirements for seeds. We've talked a little bit about this in class, but it's really coming through now as we take our 4th turn around this topic. This idea that all different seeds require all different things before they open. And so I'll go through a few of them. So some need extended cold and moisture. So apples, hawthorn, and a lot of native wildflowers need that type of experience. Some need scarification, and I actually encountered this with those seeds I planted. So the licorice seeds I planted required scarification. So I took some sandpaper and kind of rubbed it on the seeds. So they need physical abrasion or cracking, and that allows the water to enter. So licorice is like that, or locust and lotus are also requiring some kind of breaking. They need to actually be broken. Some seeds need fire and or smoke. So the chemicals trigger germination in some fire adapted species. Some seeds need to go through digestive acids. They need to get eaten and then eliminated out the other side. And so animal digestion can prepare some seeds for this type of experience. So juniper, hawthorn, and tomato, interestingly, require this kind of gut passage. Many of you might know that with tomato seeds, you often want to kind of ferment them a little bit. They sprout better. Some seeds need a little bit of light, others need darkness. And some seeds require a special fungal partnership, a mycorrhizal symbiosis. And I'm actually going to talk about this next because this is the lady slipper orchids situation. I know lady slipper has sort of become our emblem for our seed month. So I wanted to share what I learned. So lady slippers have dust fine seeds, some of the smallest seeds in the entire plant kingdom. And so here they contain, because they're so tiny, they contain basically no endosperm, no stored food. They don't have that stored food for the baby plant. So as a result, they can't germinate without the help of a specific mycorrhizal fungi. And so the fungi must colonize the seed and bring it food, bring it sugars. And this takes 3 to 5 years. So the seed might even germinate a little bit, but it just stays underground being fed gently by this mycorrhizal fungi. And then after all those years, maybe a leaf emerges, and then the orchid itself doesn't bloom for 10 to 16 years after germination. So I thought those added details were very wondrous. So I've been thinking a lot about how seeds are sort of like living libraries. And this is also sort of some of what Craig shared with us from his cosmology in our email from this week. But, a seed is not just a plant waiting to happen, it's a record of information. So encoded in its genetics is information about every drought and every frost and every pest its ancestors survived. And I just thought that was so beautiful. I have this picture here of a seed library. There literally are seed libraries like this in some libraries, including the one in my town, because humans are remembering how important it is to save seeds, save the records from these ancient ancestors, right? I also wanted to share that seeds have been germinated after sitting for 1,300 years. So I thought that was really amazing that an ancient Chinese lotus seed was grown and successfully bloomed actually after sitting for over 1,000 years. And that indigenous seed keeping traditions around the world treat seeds not as agricultural inputs, but as relatives. So again, these are ancestors who are carrying part of the memory between people and the land across generations. So when a seed goes extinct, it's really a great loss. It's a loss of this whole conversation and this whole relationship. So I wanted to talk a little bit about seeds as healing potential. So in healing traditions across cultures, seeds appear as symbols of what is complete but not yet expressed. So again, that thing that's already whole, waiting for its particular season. So in our own bodies and our lives, there are capacities lying dormant. Griefs not yet felt, gifts not yet embodied, knowings not yet trusted, stuff like that, right? And seeds, as we've learned, don't always respond to force, right? They respond to conditions and the particular conditions that the particular seeds need, right? And seeds sometimes need warmth or time, or maybe they need cold or fire, burning away what was crowding. And sometimes, again, I like this picture of Jonah and the whale. Sometimes seeds require passing through an animal's gut before they can germinate. And I enjoyed this quote: "The seed holds a very great secret. It never gets old. It is the eternal yes to life."
Mm.
And that's from Language of the Seed.
Mm.
This I was surprised to learn. So, you guys probably all know I love dreams and dream work. And I didn't realize that there's an ancient idea that seeds come from the same place as dreams. So, seeds and dreams both come from that invisible, imaginal realm, from dream time, from the Mingjue entirety field, whatever you want to call it. They come from this other land. And again, this idea that seeds and dreams hold ancestral memory. And so when we plant a seed, we are materializing a dream, right? Literally and figuratively. It's so beautiful. And there's this idea, right, that seeds then, when seeds are planted in new soil, now they will be absorbing new information from this new environment and encoding these new lessons and stories for the next generation. So I was musing on this being sort of like the plant kingdom's version of shadow work, right? Like breaking old patterns to meet new conditions and storing new patterns for the next generation. And it feels a lot like the work that we do here together. Here's a quote from Sister Joan Chittister. "In every seed lie the components of all life the world has known from all time to now." And then finally, I just wanted to share again demonstrations of this idea that seeds and dreams come from the same place across different civilizations. So in Mesopotamia, this Apkallu fish sages. And I love how the fish comes back in here again with my Swedish fish and Jonah and the whale. And now I have all these traditions of fish sages. And here's the picture here is an example of one. You can see the fish head hat he's wearing. So these fish sages were said to have brought humanity both agriculture and dream interpretation as a single gift from the waters beneath the world, right? So again, from that primordial liminal space, this place where dreams and seeds come from. In Osiris, or in Egypt, Osiris presided over both seed germination and the dream world. So seeds were placed in tombs and they were meant to germinate in his keeping in the other world. And in Greece, it is believed, at least rumored, that with the Eleusinian mysteries, that they culminated in a single harvested grain of wheat held in silence days after days of visionary ceremony. So the seed itself was the revelation. And again, this picture is of an Assyrian Babylonian fish sage. And you can see he's wearing that full fish skin over his back, and he's holding a ritual bucket full of seeds. And this is apparently a very recognizable image from ancient Near Eastern art. All right, so that's what I had to share. And next, I would love to bring Craig on to tell us a little bit about the despacho ceremony and artwork that he's prepared for us and will be finishing off in our class. And actually, anything else that you want to share, Craig? Your any other musings or thoughts on seeds? We'd love to hear them. Here, I'm going to ask you to unmute. You're muted right now, so you might want to unmute. Yeah.
That'll help. Rob and I put together the despacho so far, since especially times of essence. But
Beginnings.
the beginnings, yeah. So it's got a foundation with this lineage and tradition, and I won't go through that really, but there's the four directions of Mother Earth, Moon, Mother Moon, um, Spirit Source, and Sun, Inti, and uh, and then there's the guardians of Aini, of sacred relationship, and there's five of these. And in the first one, I'll just mention about the expanding and concentrating that came to me on this particular one was that um, these are the guardians of sacred places, and you can think about the pyramids and how that expands our consciousness out into the universe. And then there's the sacred places um, in nature that we come across and sometimes sense if we're out there and know it's sacred. And then there's the sacredness inside ourselves in our sanctuary, in our sovereignty. And that to me is a concentration and an expansion. Can go either way. So that's what I thought about with the Tirikuna. Here's the Alkikuna, and there with the plant world and all the wonderful things that plants. These are providing an offering of gratitude. And then here's the Malkikuna, which are the tree spirits, and we know all the things they do. And then over here is the Machulos Alanchis, which are the ancient ones, our ancestors, and support us. And in the center is the Apokuna, which are the mountains, the mountain spirits. And so that's to offer, just that's what we do just to start always. And so Robin and I built this white cornmeal circle, circling the whole gazpacho. You can see it there. It reflects the center, the circle, because in the center we put the cornmeal. That's the unity of all things. And we expanded that out. And this is the safe place of the universe that Alex was talking about. I just love that. And we got some stars out here if you can't tell. And you were speaking, I was thinking this is the um, outside shell of the seed, and then that's the inside of the seed is that safe place. And then in here we have compost from our backyard in our garden that fills the inside, and I thought of that as the endoderm, endosperm, sorry, endosperm that provides all that food for the seed. And one thing else we did was we wanted to honor the elements that you spoke of just a few minutes ago, and how those are so important for the seeds to sprout. And so we honored that in the South. We honored Earth for the gracious receiving of all our shavings, peelings, leftover vegetables, and plants, and everything else, and how Earth renews all that for us. And so we're honoring that. Over here, honoring water, Unu, and I put some special water there and some glacier water because it carries all the nutrients to the seeds and plants and gives them the water they need. And then up here, air, we have some feathers for the oxygen that provides to the earth and providing aerobic decomposition and allows us to get an aerobic because that's really what helps. And then over here was fire, dandelions. That's for honoring all the light that the sun has given that made all the plants grow to begin with, that composted into this compost. And then the heat in the compost that helps it decompose and select the right organisms and kick out the ones that don't work well for compost. So was honoring that, the four elements. And in the center is ether, and it's about wholeness, harmony, and alignment with the elements and all the characters inside the soil that make this compost. And it's that oneness and working together in relationship with each other. And these are three-leaf kinktus, which are a very important part of this tradition. And they're all about relationship and harmonized and balanced relationship. And in the center, there's one there that's uh, helps us understand the relationship with everything we're doing, all this gratitude and healing and so forth. And so we put worms out because we love the worms and the mycorrhizae, of course, they're very important. Um, and so they're there that we were honoring. And then Robin has just put on roots down into the earth from the center there. And I'd just like you to close your eyes and get comfortable again and place your palms to the earth and into your imagination, bring that healing energy and offer it to the earth for the healing of earth and for gratitude. And in that energy, imagine all your gratitude in that light that's going down, that energy that's going down into the earth. And that's why we have colored rainbow yarn, because all the beautiful colors of light. And just sense that going in also into this despacho, the gratitude for that. And then this is honoring the energy of Pachamama, of Earth, her healing energy, and we call that Kausai, or it could be Chi. I guess you might call it the Chi, and life force energy. And so we want to honor um, that energy that we receive. And then also we want to honor all the other things that are part of Gaia Pachamama. We're all a part of it that help in healing, in addition to the Kausai. And that would be other souls, other people, family, friends, loved ones, mates, pets. Yeah, and Robin will put these things on here. I chose pictures of those things like pets, trees, nature in general, elders, music, and hummingbird, sound, and aromatics that we get. Puppy dog. Puppy dog. We have bubbles. Oh, those are kids. Oh, kids playing with bubbles and children. They're trees. Important. And Craig's teacher. My teacher. Oh, there's me. And there's Robin. So it's to honor those, and there's more. But wait, there's more. You can put the animal crackers and the fish on there. Robin's gonna put some animal crackers and some fish, of course. Those fish. Oh, where's the fish? The fish. What'd you call them? Sages. For all those fish sages. And elephants. And fish crackers. Well, let's see. So we're honoring all those, and we don't necessarily do that all the time, but or even think about them as part of our healing network. And we think about the energy a lot. And so we're just offering our gratitude for all that. Mm-hmm. And if there's something like that you have in your life, please at this time, you can voice it if you want, or you don't have to, but blow it into the screen and into the despacho. I got to do mine.
If anyone would like to give voice to what they're blowing into the despacho, you can just unmute and go ahead. Otherwise, you can do it silently also.
Yes.
I'd like to blow in the gift of my awareness of beings beyond myself and of lifetimes beyond this lifetime.
Wonderful. Very good. So I will move on then. We're all done there. Into the kind of moving into planting our seeds of intention. So here we go. Um, this is more about the concentrating and expanding. So here's honoring that with this unfolding fern fiddlehead. And and I could just feel that from small going out and expanding. But I also chose that because it's the Fibonacci spiral. And Alex, I was so inspired by your talk because it feels like me that the Fibonacci spiral in this fern fiddlehead is a weaving of nature, science, mathematics, qualitative, and quantitative perspectives of nature, and through science and um, other aesthetic ways of looking at nature. So I hope I interpreted it that well, but that's why that is there. To honor that and honor that information that you provided, it was very inspiring. Um, it's a I'd see it as an interdependent perspective and approach to science and nature. It's that interdependence again, and so it's just awesome. So we're honoring that, and then Robin's going to put a seed right there below that. We're going to plant that seed, and we already kind of been through what's physically in there, metaphorically, spiritually, cosmologically, and um, and so I'm going to ask this question, and you don't have to answer it, but it's when we look into the seed of our intention, when we look into what's in there in the endosperm, in the endosperm and in the germ of the seed, um, what's in there under our attention? I thought of things called love, compassion, or wanting to give or receive forgiveness, acceptance, wanting to believe or wanting to open our hearts, um, not to doubt, hope, and a vision may be held. And so this is to honor and to look a little deeper as to what's really under our intentions, and then what's our relationship with that intention. We make it, and do we how we keep it and hold it and nurture it, that sort of thing. So that kind of thought and contemplative practice is being put in there, and you can do that later, um, because time is not linear. So you could actually offer that for the next month if you want to contemplate those things, and just mentally put them in there. Unless someone would like to add one now that they can think of that pops ahead into their mind, would like to speak that. And then the crab apples. And so now we want to honor, because all that potential that's in a seed. See what's in my home. Can you see that? Uh, oh, they said yes, thumbs up. Okay. We can't see that. Those are little crabapple blossoms. They're not out yet. Almost. They're just a little bit, again, kind of the expanding from the seed. that potential, and it's taking it a little bit further out into the expansion. And so we're honoring that here, that potential. And then this kind of brings us to putting our seeds in of intention. And so at this point, I have some intentions. And if you have an intention, if you want to voice it, and then you can place it in the despacho, or you can do it silently and do that as well. I will, and if you're going to voice it, I will hold a specific seed for you. And then we can blow into that and put that in there. And so I hope you've brought some intentions to do this. And so the floor is open, the despacho is open to receive.
I'd just like to blow in a seed for world peace.
And then just blow into your breath into it. Or you can do this if you like. Send the energy through.
Allah.
Allah.
I am going to put an intention. Our Elder Speak program is going through a little growing pains, and we have potential and we have lots of unknowns. And we were working with someone today, and she said, I'm going to go home and just think about a little seed. And I said, funny you should say that. Tonight, I will be placing a seed for our Elder Speak program for all the potential that we have and to work through the little bit of rocky ground at the moment.
And I will place a seed for the one that she's going home tonight and is hopefully doing right now. Her intentions about that seed.
I'd like to place the seed of surrender to being
You do it.
in service to life.
Can you see this? Is that available?
No, maybe point it the other way. Yeah, toward Robin. And then, yeah, yeah. Oh, nope, up a little bit. Up a little. Yep, perfect.
I'm holding these, so if any of you have one's intentions that you would just wish to do in silence, is to bring those intentions to these seats here. And I'll just leave them here for a little while. Uh, I have a big acorn seed, and I'd like to offer this to a friend of mine who's just begun an incredible healing journey. And I honor his courage and his willingness and to open. It's not going to be, it's not easy for him. And so I'd like to offer this to support for his journey, and that it may uh, sprout great things, because I think it will. And if you have one for a particular person and a healing you'd like to do, we'll place a heart also in there for those that are individually spoken.
Since we're not in a place of, particular space and time, can we interweave in these intentions of healing for, people that are on a healing journey right now, the gratitude that we feel for all of the miraculous healing that everyone in this room has experienced, and that we've witnessed in other friends and pets and loved ones? And can we like wrap those intentions for healing for our loved ones up with all the gratitude for all the healing in the quote unquote past so that it is already done? Did I make sense there?
Absolutely. That's perfect. Yes, could you kind of blow that into one, yesterday, blow them into D, two, these two cards. Oh, oh, yeah.
Yes.
See those?
Yep, I'll blow it in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. I am feeling so much gratitude right now. I just went through a pretty major health scare with our bunny, and it's such a gift because I'm feeling so much gratitude because we figured it out and he's rapidly healing now, and it just seems like such a miracle. And I want to send all that gratitude to everyone going through a mysterious healing challenge right now because,
That's beautiful.
yeah, thank you.
This purple is such an incredible color.
And so when we are putting the seeds in there, yeah, that's beautiful because that's what I wanted us to feel, is that it's going into this incredible sea of gratitude that's here of all these things we've been grateful for, and now this is about healing. So thank you. It's beautiful. And I will actually this is Kananga water, and this is used in healing. And I will spray that with the Kananga water. I always forget that things don't stay in place. Okay. Is there anybody else that would like to put in another intention of any sort? I'll add one more. I'm going to add pollen from our peace lily plant, and with the intention of and asking that these seeds that are there with intentions we put in, that as they come to fruition, that they may also bring peace from the fruits, and as a fruit of that intention coming into form in some manner.
I would like to add in all of the ungerminated seeds, all of the seeds that are planted. Like Megan mentioned, a 4-inch pot and a whole packet of seeds. And I know we've all lived this, and the seeds, the dreams that didn't didn't ripen, didn't come to fruition. And as we're holding all of this gratitude, I want to bring a bit of the grief also that sometimes sits with us for those things that don't sprout and fruit. Yeah, thank you.
What do you feel? I mean, those could be wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. That was coming. And it's something that came to me this week, a wisdom. That's great wisdom because in nature, we know those seeds fall at different places and some germinate and some don't. And when we talk about expectation, and without expectation of knowing that the universe, the natural world reflects the universe. And so what you're saying is beautiful. And that's what I wanted to have in the despacho. So thank you. Beautifully spoken. And that brings me to what we're doing next is about without expectation, about those airborne seeds. And so Robin's gonna take these maple leaves and create kind of a tree up here, canopy of a tree. And it's to honor what you just said, Elizabeth, but also as a prayer and asking that without expectation would stay with us as we hold these intentions from today on. And because that's hard to hold without expectation. And so that's what this is for. And then we have lots of lightweight airborne seeds.
From our dandelions and our
Ocean spray,
and
cottonwood. And so if they get messy all over the despacho, that's what they're supposed to do. And so that's our prayer. To add that to this offering of intention. Put down.
Ooh, this is the ocean spray. It's so pretty.
And then anticipating, and you said the word in your speaking a little earlier, that you would talk about integration. And so this is to honor integrating the karpai or yachaipa, seeds of wisdom, another kind of seed, and within ourselves from this month's nature healing encounter, and to honor our teachers, Elizabeth, Megan, Alex, each one of us, and nature as a great teacher. And so this here will hold that wish and energy to help us integrate all of this.
Really get a good look at
Oh,
it. It's our seed man.
and to honor those, all of us who are teachers and have brought this, including with nature, these wisdoms, these seeds of wisdom that I know for me are going to grow from today. And I want to honor that and all those who brought those wisdoms. Thank you. Thank you. We run out of time? Okay. This I will add because I wanted to honor. I
I had trouble with that box.
wanna-
Back away.
wanted to honor. Wait, oh, do you want to do this?
No.
This is a spiral of clay. It's white. And this is bringing in that day session we were in where we all spiraled our hands over our bowls of seed. And this is clay, so it's of earth, of chi, life force energy. And it's white, that of Kanchai, the light from above, universal light.
Dragon spiral.
Dragon spiral. Keep talking, Robin.
Oh, you good.
And if you see that spiral, is around Seed Man. And that is honoring each one of us as we carry these seeds of wisdom and all that we've learned and integrated into our body, into our physical being, into form, so that we can walk on earth and on our paths and be that from this month together. And so I figured I just wanted to bring that bowl, the energy, and bring that same process. I don't know if Megan, you would want to do any kind of thing with that now or not, but that's what that is.
Thank you, Craig. Yeah, so I have been actually, I'll invite all of you to join me if you wish, because we can use that same practice to further activate this despacho now. So I'll invite you all to come into your best Mingjue state if you're not already there. Ooh, thank you for the beautiful sound. And I'll invite you to raise a hand and slowly spiral your hand in a counterclockwise direction over the despacho. So we're allowing this spiral movement to concentrate our attention and concentrate our energy. Bringing all of our blessings and best intentions for peace, for the benefit of all beings on earth. And as you allow your hand to spiral over the despacho, I'll invite you to imagine all of these seeds, all of these beautiful seeds we've planted, to merge together as one beautiful seed, as one beautiful intention, as the beautiful will of the cosmos itself. And now allow the healing vibration that we are concentrating in this primordial seed to merge with every cell of your body. Allowing this concentrating, this spiraling energy to merge with every single cell of your body. Allowing the healing energy to resonate and vibrate through your entire form. We are activating every atom of your being in service of love, in service of peace, and in service of joy. And when you feel complete, placing your hands over the navel, knowing the healing has been activated within you and within all of creation. Feeling the smile on your face. And offering gratitude to our ceremony today, to Craig and Robin for bringing us this beautiful tradition, to everyone who showed up in person and who's watching the recording online, for their beautiful participation, knowing that when we gather like this, miracles are possible. Hala, hala. Now, Craig, will this despacho be given to the earth, to the water, or to the fire? Or
This
something else?
this dispatch will be given to the earth, and that provides a slower process, and incorporates all those things that have been talked about this month, and it will involve our patience and to be a natural time with the earth in its release and distribution, which will hopefully be a part of without expectation as well.
Perfect.
And for us to trust in that. You notice the despacho changed. See anything different?
Here, I'm going to pin it. Let's see. Oh, you all know that you can pin, by the way, you can pin the despacho screen if you want to be able to see it larger. It will be larger in the recording. I see what changed. Did you guys all see what changed? That is brilliant. You guys see it? Where's Seed Man?
A carpet of flowers.
And what? Seed person.
Seed,
Seed soul.
seed soul.
Yeah.
That's a mystery.
Um, And I think we're short on time.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you'll remember from the last time, we fold this into a gift. And if you'll remember, everything comes into the center. So that's concentrating. Again, we expanded all of our intentions and honorings and gratitude. And then it'll be concentrated in that center and into the gift.
We can send a picture of the.
And we'll send a picture.
Perfect. Yeah, and if any of you did bring leaves or seeds or whatnot that were part of the ceremony on your end, I brought these honeysuckle flowers. I'm going to bury these in the earth so we can bury them along with the mother despacho that Craig put together and have our offerings experience the same transformation.
And feel free to continue working with them, and you don't have to stop right now.
Yeah, good point.
Does anybody want to show what they might have, or another leaf or something?
I have a dandelion leaf, so I was so happy to hear dandelion was in the despacho. There was a beautiful dandelion leaf outside, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. And I actually have sage leaves from last year when we worked with sage, and I thought they were calling to me saying now is the time for them to be released. And then I have an old garlic, and then I have three little love in the mist seeds. Yeah.
Favorite.
And the soul the seed soul has some of those
Oh, that's
of
perfect.
the mist. Yeah.
I have three. So I have three sage leaves, three love in the mist, one tiny garlic bulb, and one dandelion leaf. So yeah,
Awesome.
I'm so glad they're in the seed. That's great, the seed man. Thank you. Yeah.
Swan, I'm going to pin you. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. Okay.
Oops, I just lost one of my seeds. Here it is. So I have a yellow dock leaf, and I have a lady's mantle leaf because she collects the dew in the morning, and I can wash my face and just luxuriate in the dew of the morning that she collects. And I have these purple bean seeds and yellow bean seeds. They're companion colors and companion beans that I'm going to plant. And I have this little, 2 years ago, I had an amazing popolo, which is a Mexican, I don't know if you can see this, but it's Mexican cilantro. And I gathered a lot of seeds, and I didn't get any last year. It was way too hot for them. And so I still have them from 2 years ago, and I'm going to do what Megan did. I probably have 50 of these, and I'm going to pour them into a pot because they don't germinate very readily. And this is the Andromeda blossoms that are still going. They were in bud form when we had ice on them, which I showed you a picture of. And then I have my little white and purple violets, which I love to put in salads. And they grow wild in my yard all over the place. So those are and this is from an early blossoming PMJ. The bushes popped out when we had 3 days of 80 degrees last week. So anyhow, I really enjoyed doing this collecting. It really just was so, it just was so nurturing to go out and see what was calling out to me. So thank you for this incredible despacho and incredible gratitude. And incredible gratitude from Bodhi because she has healed in the last 2.5 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks on Monday.
Wow.
And I want to thank you all because she's back almost to her feisty self again. And she's really come alive in the last few days, particularly. Yeah, she's very grateful. I'm very grateful. And thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Bodhi.
I think Nikki heard Bodhi's voice because Nikki came right up here. Where is she?
Any other offerings or reflections that would like to be shared?
That's everybody.
Just a ton of gratitude to all of you and to Craig and Robin. And may all our intentions come to fruition, even the ones that don't.
Allah.
I'll,
I just like to mirror that. And I watched the last build that we did. And I have to admit that tonight I really got it. And I am so grateful. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
I wanted to share that the first night of Seedlings, I had put in the seedling of possibilities, and of spiritual possibilities that I felt were opening in me. And the last month has been a time of deep working with both with Teacher Way's module and the dragon movements and with my therapist on an event from when I was a child. And that has been an incredible piece of forming my life, a very distressing event. And I had felt like it was pretty much resolved, but my inner child kept taking me back there because there was one more piece. And I kept wondering how I had gotten from what we called the horse run into the house. And this morning, well, first, a couple of months ago, I realized that before I was born, part of the task I was given was to deeply go through what all had happened to me and would happen to me as ways to heal other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen that in multiple different layers and forms in my life. And this morning, Simone was talking about the basic teachings, and she said, Mingjue is the master. Consciousness comes first, and consciousness leads the way. And I realized that I did not make the decision to go back in the house. That my true self made that decision, but I didn't know my true self at all. And I didn't know what my life's journey was about yet. And the decision to stay here in this plane was a decision from beyond this lifetime that did know what it was about.
Mm.
So this has been a month of seeds and of possibilities growing in me and opening, and I feel like what you said, Shayna, about the opening to the surrender in the service of life feels like it is the ridge I've been balancing on for ages. So I just really wanted to share that with all of you. Thank you.
Howla, Angie. Thank you, Angie. Bless you on this courageous path. Bless us all on this courageous path of opening up new seeds. It's not easy. Daring to plant a seed that may or may not grow. Daring to open up new possibilities.
Yes, and thank you all for your courage, because the courage I encounter and learn from people here is part of what continues to give me the courage to keep going through it. The the wisdom of the oneness, even when we sometimes feel it as separateness. So, howla.
And some I'll try to share. This has been so powerful, and I just part of it I'm still kind of like processing everything, and so I might not make a lot of sense, but I'll try. What I was kind of thinking about when you were sharing was, and yours was very like personal. I was thinking of how it's like what we're doing here is sort of setting up the initial conditions for like a better future, like the potential of possibility in the future is not like determined yet. It's like we kind of know this from quantum mechanics that like anything is just like an indeterminate state, right? Until it's observed or until you get there. That like in reality kind of renders at that time or whatever. But like right now it exists in this sort of this like potential, like as a wave function, as like a lot of possibilities. And some of the things that I think whenever we look in the future, there's a tendency to worry, and I certainly do that. I'm victim to that all the time. I think worry about the war in Iran and worry about AI, like which is a technology that has incredible potential upside, but also like infinitely negative downside. And so there's something I had this feeling that what we're doing here is, like a mysterious way setting up the conditions, like setting up those initial conditions to realize a wave function that is like more harmonious, more pro-human, pro nature, like humans kind of coming back into connection with nature and realizing, yeah, the potential of a seed to germinate and to have a life. And I think even the seeds that don't germinate, to your point, Elizabeth, that they also serve functions. I mean, like a bird might pick up a seed that's not going to germinate and still get nourishment from it and eat it, or, as an example, or something like that. And we don't know what those ripple effects or those impacts will be of that non-germinated seed. And so I kind of just felt like a sort of peace, I guess, with this thought that we kind of like we put our intentions in here and now we kind of trust that they're helping to set those future initial conditions for a better world that we know that is possible. So, okay, that's all I wanted to share.
Thank you so much, Alex. That resonates absolutely with me. I think that is what so much of what all of us do is is to open those conditions and to nurture them.
All right, my loves. We will be back next week with a new mystery topic.
It was really beautiful. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love this new format of spending more time with every topic. It's just really, really been awesome.
I agree.
I
It's
agree.
wonderful.
I agree.
I agree.
Total agreement.
Thank you again, Craig, and thank you again, Robin.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Wonderful to be with all of you.
Yes, it's an honor.
Thank you for taking your time with all the steps and carrying us through the flow of the despacho. It's going to stay with us as it slowly decomposes in the earth. So thank you.
I love that.
Thank you so much, Craig and Robin. So beautiful.
All right, until next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.